If we're really going to spend time getting a more accurate, more effective neutral position on the bike, the flip side of that is we then need to teach them when and how to get low and make sure we're doing that effectively. The classic case for students is bending the knees first, which drops their weight back. And so what we need to try and think about is bending the elbows and the hips first, and then the knees last. Because if we bend the elbows and the hips, lowers of the upper body, it keeps them centered. And now at that point, if we bend the knees, everything is staying centered. So it's really going back to that idea of chains and understanding how if I move one part of the body, how will this impact the overall picture? So I'm just going to show you a couple quick videos here because it's easier to sort of show you that than talk about that. You guys can see that, all right? Yeah. So I'll just one sec. I'll just zoom in. So we'll just go through a few of these videos to kind of talk about this vertical movement, getting lower the right way, and then some fore and aft movement as well, just to wrap up here for the last 10 minutes or so. Just taking a quick look at this one. So that's our common movement pattern we see where students bend the knees first. And as they bend the knees first, the weight goes back, their chin moves away from the handlebars. But what this video is also showing is the reset. So if we find ourselves in sort of this pushback or this sort of collapsed position, if we just lock everything out, we get to this tall neutral position, and then from there we can relax. So this is what we're basically trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid getting low by just bending the knees first, right? So this just shows that kind of comparison. So bending the knees first, going back to neutral, bending the elbows and the hips first. So you can see in this position, arguably, um, that's probably a bit too low right there with the elbows, but this is probably a little more natural here. But it shows you as low as I go with the elbows, if I'm bending at the waist at the same time, I'm generally staying pretty centered, right? As long as my heels are dropped and my hips are behind the bottom bracket, my hips will naturally move a little further back and I'll stay centered as I get low versus knees first. Knees first, hips and elbows first. And you can see we stay centered with that second example. Run through these quick. So I chose that one too because there's just a bit more of a bend in my knee on this one. So if the rider is bent, it's the same thing. Bending at the hips and the waist, we stay pretty much centered. Bending at the knees first, we drop back. So it's just trying to teach them the chain of events and which end of the chain do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the elbows and kind of top down, or do we want to start lower down? Do we want to start the knees and bottom up? And in this case, we're just trying to teach them elbows and hips first.